One thing that really needs to be said is a great big thank you to everybody who's made a concerted effort to take screen recordings of things that they know are crime committed on the platform, whether they did that as a content creator or just as a person watching. I really appreciate it. That jazz video that I put together was because someone sent me hours of stuff they put together with all the timestamps so that I would know what the pertinent parts were. And, that could be important in the future. Any of this could be, but one good example is Acid for My Valentine. And this is Exhibit 5 in the case. So Exhibit 5 has to do with something that I had been bringing up in the case all along, that on the Goatis channel, we have promotion of CSA. And we have it on the April 2023 live stream where he talks about where you can basically buy children to ride and the different ages and whatnot, comparing countries where you can get them. It's pretty clear that's what he's talking about. And he left that live stream up for a long time. I had my case going and we were having our meetings about whether they were going to act on their own accord or not, or if we were going to get in front of a judge. And he wasn't too worried about it back then. But as soon as, we got in front of a judge and it wasn't dismissed, and then we had our next hearing, he got that sucker down. He's privatized it or whatever he's done with it. But the screen recordings exist. Not only do the screen recordings exist, but the person I'm taking it from, that illustrates a greater breach of contract point. So we all remember that Acid for My Valentine, or many of you do, that last summer when I started my channel, his channel was going strong and it was really getting popular really rapidly. And he had like 1,000 or more subs right away and was growing. And then all that hard work, they took it down. So contrast that with Goatis Lagzdins and what he's been able to do. And by the way, to reiterate, when you're a wanted fugitive and that's a matter of a court record, there's a court order, a warrant is a court order for your arrest. And it's in a trial transcript that's a matter of public record that they will arrest you if they can find you. And on we can go. That's a totally different game than naming people that you just want to defame. Even if you want to claim that they're anything, child abuse or anything else, that's not a matter of them being a wanted fugitive. You can name wanted fugitives and they don't have any reasonable expectation of privacy. So totally different game naming you than you naming Diane, for example, back when you did that. And they now have a legal letter from Diane citing everything that he's done, sworn and attested to. And they've seen it. And they have all of this evidence. And yet we see the inaction. But Acid for My Valentine, we know that they took his channel down and he had to start all over again. So his awesome screen recording and little compiling of that one part of that live stream is Exhibit 5. And it's tied into the fact that they treated his channel very differently than the criminal's channel.
Like in Afghanistan, like you're able to buy like a 12 or 13-year-old bike, even though it's an old bike, it's a rusty bike. You can literally buy bikes like that there, but it's dangerous to buy those or ride those kind of bikes in the US because you need like a license because those kind of bikes are seen as rusty and dangerous to ride. But like in Afghanistan, you can buy and ride those kind of bikes, and in a lot of Muslim countries. So there's like a lot of different rules, but we get programmed that these kind of bikes are dangerous to ride in Europe and in America. And it's funny because it's actually not dangerous at all. It's actually a lot of fun, but it's actually very good for you. And still, you can ride the bike for a long time, I would say still. But like we throw those kind of bikes away. And it's a waste. It's basically a waste not to ride those kind of bikes, even though they're already old. Like 12 and 13-year-old bikes isn't really an old bike, but they are seen as old in a lot of these countries and where people watch Hollywood movies. Or, my new bike, like a 1 or 2-year-old bike, which is very new, if you understand what I mean. 30-year-old bike is also dangerous. No, I mean, a 2-year-old bike, that's the safest, of course.